one of my favorite K-pop groups that I found while, browsing the K-pops has been Dreamcatcher. Now, I've absolutely loved them. Their concept and music is absolutely amazing. They definitely take a lot of influences from Japanese rock and metal. The group have really tight choreography, which is something I really enjoy. Really aesthetically pleasing music videos, which at least attempt to have a plotline. I can't follow, but I can't even follow BTS's plotline, so who am I to talk? And they're generally just a really enjoyable group that makes great songs. I reviewed their full-length album, which was called Dystopia, the Tree of Language already. So, yeah. I liked that album a lot. I thought it was a bit disjointed and the songs kind of did fit into different genres, which is commendable. I definitely appreciate that the songs are able to be different. Now, Dreamcatcher is mainly known for a dark, more or less goth kind of image in their videos. I don't mean they look goth, but I mean they've used gothic imagery and stuff like that. Their main theme seems to be around dreams and nightmares, and their, and horror, I would say. Not anything extreme, but they definitely nothing I've seen worse. Nature by Girls by Nature. That one was terrifying. Anyway, but Dreamcatcher definitely have always had a kind of horror vibe to their music, and they've also kind of had a rock edge to them, a sound. Now, Dreamcatcher debuted with a song called Chase Me, which is fantastic, might I add. But this was an extremely high tempo, honestly similar to metal song with nice piano and some great rock instruments. This song was absolutely full force and I loved it. Now, Dreamcatcher has definitely changed up their sound a bit over the time, tried for some more electronic things even on songs like Fly High, while still keeping the rock edge. I like the more orchestral songs like Fly High and Full Moon. My favorite song in the rock metal vein has to be You and I. It's such a bop. This really could be an anime intro. And they have done Japanese releases, but over time I felt like their songs started to, I guess, get a little bit softer, and that's far from being a bad thing. And they started experimenting with more EDM and electronic elements. On this EP, which is called Alone in the City, we got this title track, What? But then we got songs like Trap, which definitely had a more electronic vibe to them. But still having a dark theatrical vibe, going for more of the future-based type of genre. It's definitely not some sort of generic EDM drop you hear in K-pop. It still fits Dreamcatcher's image really well, and I honestly think they do the sounds really well. Now, another great example is The End of Nightmare, which was their spring 2019 EP. And I absolutely love this song, Piri, which was their title track for this. And oh my goodness. Yeah, this song maintains the rock elements while having some great guitar build-up, but it has this great electronic drop here with the guitars still. But yeah, the combination of the guitars, the badass attitude, the horror themes and urgency, the music video and choreography, and the flute, it's honestly great. Pee-wee is a really great example, but like I said, they've definitely experimented with some softer sounds, but more electronic things as well. Like this song, And Then There Was No One Left, which is on the same EP. We've got some really smooth synth going on here. And what I will say is that their company definitely knows how to make these girls sound really good. They definitely know what they're doing when producing. Whoever is producing for these girls is insanely good and deserves a raise, because seriously, this music slaps. I don't think I've heard a bad song out of Dreamcatcher. Again, whoever's producing for them, holy moly. Now, again, there we had another release, which was Raid of Dream in 2019, which is Deja Vu. The title track was a bit slower paced, but still had an explosive rock chorus. So Deja Vu was great. Then we had Curse of the Spider. Definitely had more electronic elements. Songs like Silent Night, which really went into it. And then again played a bit more into the orchestral vibe. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. Then of course we had the album Dystopia where we had Scream, which was a pop song disguised as a rock song. The tempo, you know, of this song, the relative structure, the instruments being used, it's all pretty standard K-pop, but they still make it really solid. And it still sounds really great and unlike anything I've heard this year. So yeah, I was absolutely in love with it. Now when I talked about Dystopia, the Tree of Language, I talked about some of their songs are faster, upbeat, playing to the metal, rock vibes. How some of their songs played into a more mystic, oriental vibe. Played into a more harder edge vibe. Jazzy. Mystic and electronic drops as well. And of course orchestral. With the guitars still. So yeah, this is basically where we are with Dreamcatcher. We have a few different sounds that play into their main sound. Obviously we have the hard edge rock metal sound, which they're probably most known for. We have the more orchestral side of Dreamcatcher. A la G-Friend, except way more emo. We have the more poppy electronic side of their music. We have the softer, more interesting electronic experimental songs. Which really show off some vocals. And like I said, songs that play into the future bass or fast vibes as well. And synth pop in a way. So yeah, there's definitely several different sounds that should really be clashing, but they don't. So, what did we get on this release? Basically, you guys are now caught up with Dreamcatcher, where they've been. So, now we get a mini-album called Dystopia, Lose Myself, which I guess is a follow-up to the last album, which was Dystopia, the Tree of Language. Now, for all intents and purposes, this is definitely a mini-album. We only have 4 songs here. Well, technically 6, but one of them is an instrumental intro, which is very electronic and cool sounding. I always like Dreamcatcher's intros, I'll say that right now. I always thought their intros were cool. But it's not something I'm ever going to listen to outside of BP. And the last track is just the instrumental for the title track, so there really isn't much else to say here. There's really 4 songs, but wow! Did we get 4 quality songs and 4 insanely different songs that, you know, aren't even in the same genre? What can I say? The title track and standout right off the bat is BOCA, which had a great music video, by the way, and really keeps their dark rock, edgy, slight type vibe to it, but adds some Latin rhythms in and actually works really well. I don't know, because the beat sounds Latin, but they had like Japanese stuff in the background of the video. I don't know, dude. It sounds great though. But yeah, BOCA, it's definitely fusing, so it manages to be a good summer song while being Latin, but also still having Dreamcatcher's distinctive sound without completely selling out to make something poppy and cheap. And wow! I was afraid that this song was gonna be too mainstream sounding, too Latin-y. I was afraid we weren't gonna get the hard edge Dreamcatcher back, but holy shit, this drop. Now, I'm unsure if we have real guitars back or very good synthesized guitars. That was kind of my same issue with Pee-wee, but I think the song has the same strength that Pee-wee has while combining those more electronic elements with the rock sound. It's definitely not Scream, where all the instruments in Scream are clearly fake, and they're trying to convince you that that synth drop is a guitar of some sort. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna believe that for a second. Now, again, the song's really great. Again, there's a lot of Latin rhythms here in the drums, which is cool to hear, and really fits summer. The rappers deliver as always, and one other thing I should mention about this EP is that member Han-Dong still isn't here. Now she's trapped in China. Now, why she's trapped in China? She was in China to film a show, and then got trapped in China due to coronavirus, so yeah. Anyway, Dreamcatcher's promoting his 6 right now, but all that being said, this still slaps. BOCA is a genuinely great song. I would definitely put this in Latin pop summer, but still having the rock vibes to it. It's definitely taking influences from different genres here. And holy shit, this bridge. Come on, Seon is the female vocalist of the 4th generation. There's no denying it. I'm getting sidetracked though. Again, the song sounds great, but I really didn't know what to expect out of the B-sides because I heard the previews and I heard the preview for this song and I was looking forward to it so much. It's called Break the Wall. And holy shit. This song has a slower tempo, but it's really explosive. There's some orchestral elements to it early on. There's a lot of voice distortion, which isn't something that I usually hear out of Dreamcatcher. I honestly don't know what to say. 1, I think this might be their heaviest song ever, and 2, this low-key reminded me of an Evanescence song or something. Like, it reminded me of, like, an actual metal band. Not that Evanescence is really a band, it's literally Amy Lee and whoever she gets to make a band. But the voice distortion and the rhythm of the drums and the guitars, something about it really reminds me of, like, legit metal bands. Especially this part of the song. Now, it's hard for me to pin down exactly what Evanescence song this is reminding me of, but still. By the way, if you haven't checked out Evanescence Beyond My Immortal, and of course their other most famous song, Bring Me to Life, please do. They're actually a really great group. Well, at least Amy Lee and whoever band she gets in. I saw them live last year as well. I'm getting sidetracked though. Evanescence are actually really good. I know people are just gonna write them off as cringy or emo, but no, seriously, they make really good music. But all I can say is, Dreamcatcher Break the Wall, oh my god, I just want them to make more songs like this. Now, guys, I'm gonna put a question out there. If you guys can please recommend me some female-fronted metal bands, now I don't care what country they're from or whatever, that are not baby metal, please let me know. Now, I have nothing against baby metal, this is a running joke on the channel, let's just move on. So, yeah, we basically went from a more pop-leaning Latin with still some rock-infused title track to a straight-up metal song. Dreamcatcher's always had metal influences, and probably this is the most metal song I've heard from them, definitely. There really isn't much else to say here. Now, again, this song ended, and I didn't really know what to expect after that. I was expecting something softer, you know, maybe more poppy or electronic. But we got a straight-up EDM song out of this, with Can't Get You Out of My Mind. I was not expecting that! The main synth groove on this song gave me a lot of 80s vibes, and honestly, the sound of these verses? This is like something Sunmi would make, what the fuck? We went from the rock version of Mamamoo Egotistic to Evanescence to Sunmi. Please explain what this is. Now, this also isn't Sunmi at the same time, because this is more EDM driven than Sunmi's songs, which are more in the synth pop side of things. And it really felt like it was building to an EDM drop, which surprised me, because at first I was like, oh, this is 80s influence. 80s influences didn't really have EDM drops. And yeah, it's 80s influence, but it built to a real drop here. That definitely threw me for a loop, and honestly, the best comparison I can think for how to describe this song is it sounds like a Calvin Harris song or something. And that's not a bad thing, there are plenty of Calvin Harris songs I like, it's just such a pivot for them. But again, the vocals still sound really great, the synth groove is slick, and I really think the build-up to the EDM is great. If you're gonna make a group like this do EDM, it works considering their voices are strong enough to back it up. So, I'm not really gonna complain about it. What can I really say? It's great. Then we have the final song here, which is called Dear, and it's a very sparse piano ballad. And this song is absolutely gorgeous. I definitely felt a lot of emotions when first was listening to this. Again, this ballad is very sparse, piano-wise. The melodies are extremely simple, so there isn't too much to say about it. But I couldn't really figure out what ballad or what group it reminded me of. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of IU a little bit, like one of IU's ballads. I don't know. It definitely isn't reminding me of, you know, the ballads that I instantly think of, which are Blackpink's and Everglow's ballads when it comes to groups like this. Or maybe a bit of Red Velvet one of these nights in here, I'm not really sure, but this is probably the only other song that had an instant emotional effect on me, like LMM by Hwasa when I first heard it. The instant I heard this song, I was in love. Now, the thing about LMM is that this has a much more, I wouldn't say complex, but much more, you know, going on in the piano, and also has strings to really make it work. So, no, I don't think Dear hits nearly as hard as LMM. Also, their voices aren't nearly as unique as Hwasa's. While I do like Hwasa's voice, and it's super unique, she's not technically the best, but I'm getting completely sidetracked. Instead of talking about how great LMM is, let's go back to talking about Dreamcatcher with, again, Dear. So, no, this isn't my favorite ballad of the year. Not even close, because LMM has that in the bag. Until Taemin releases a ballad, then I'm gonna cry again. Damn it. But there isn't much else I can say about Dear, other than it's a really great piece of music. So yeah, overall, we got 4 songs in completely different genres, and I have to give mad props to Dreamcatcher for doing something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and go, and I will see you all next time. But wait, I didn't give a rating to the